Hi everyone. Well,
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
thank you for joining us to another Transformers Alpha stream.
Yeah,
Hopefully everyone can hear everyone. We have Hyro and Dale for the second time. Welcome, Dale.
Hey. Hello.
welcome, Dale. Dale is the new Fabian. Fabian was is busy today, so he will be joining the next one. But yeah, we are try it today.
Sound is good. Cool. So I guess we can start with some hellos. Do you want to start, Dale?
Yep. Okay. Sorry if I miss you. And sorry if I butcher your name as well. So we've got Lord Dragir. He's in there. Hello. Windchaser 216. Darth Tyler 00. Optimus Rodimus 1980. That's on Twitch, and on Facebook we've got Eric Lim. We've got Jesus. Jesus is part of us. Hi, Jesus. We've got Mike, and we've got Vince as well. So that's just some I've seen.
And we haven't done Facebook. So I'll do hi James Haynes, Mike Fuller, Eric Lim, Jesus Chudadon Rice, Gary Crampton, Daniel Daly, and Fernando Peria, Corey Speaks, and all the other people in Facebook.
Facebook is always the
Because it's
real
the
names
real
people, so
names, and I'm like,
it's hard. It's hard.
I don't want to try.
Did we do YouTube already?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't do YouTube. Oops.
yeah,
I've not
it's
got
alright.
YouTube up. That's fine.
it's okay. Hyro can do that.
Okay, so some of the usuals. I can see Error Sans, John Gross, Unicronux Maximus. Let's jump more. Curtis Price, Kite Brigantes, Ultim Destro 701, Burr Sherbert, Daniel Anfred again, and so many others joining us today for another stream.
Cool. Thank you for joining us. So, today in the stream, we're gonna be showing this week's event, uh, and I think we're gonna do a lot of questions. I don't think we have any plan of actually showing anything. I don't think we're ready to show some stuff. Uh, but yeah, I think mainly it will be a lot of Q&A, both from the streams and both of some questions already gathered by Dale. He's gonna he is waiting for a chance to ask me since the last time I managed to skip the stream.
Oh yeah, yeah. You skipped last time, so I couldn't ask you about them. But we've also got a few questions coming in, but I'll save them for later. I'll save them for later.
Yeah. And of course trivia too for the people that reminded me. And we might actually not do dialogue today, so you might be in luck or you might be disappointed depending on what your expectations are.
I'm pretty sure mostly of the people that joins the the stream is to see us doing the dialogue because it's so fascinating.
Cool. Okay, so without further ado, we can jump into the event. Hopefully, we can get to sync with Jairo because he cannot actually see the screen. So the event is trial and error, and it's on the screen. So
Okay, perfect. Oh yeah. So trial and error. Yeah, it's an alliance tournament. It's happening this weekend. It's a super XP. That means there is a two tiers of rewards, the normal rewards inside the event. I think it goes up to 400k, and then it goes up to 1 million points to the players that are willing to spend more time during the weekend and just get more juicy super XP for the bots. And there are a lot of rewards too. So the normal rewards inside the event, you have seen this setup before. We did it last month or last saga, and it's a combat bot or combat characters, we call them, oriented event where you can get up to 15 premium combat chips with a chance to get a 2, 3, or 4-star version, a lot of spark, a lot of combat spark, a lot of normal spark, a lot of 3-star and 4-star shards, and mostly the spice on this event is the chance to get combat chips. like quite a lot actually. So I hope you are lucky this weekend and you get some interesting characters. And if you get dupes, you can always get more 5-star shards, getting you closer for that 5-star combat bot. And yeah, as you can see in the lineup, there are a lot of tiers, a lot of rewards. We have increased things over for this year, so I hope you enjoy the new and improved rewards.
Yeah, so lots of interesting rewards.
Yeah.
Like spark swords and both swords and combat swords. So
Yeah.
hopefully a lot of things for people to gather and unlock new bots and new combat bots.
And if you are willing to go hardcore, you get up a lot of total spark crystals, and then even some orangey metal core. That's always a nice addition.
As a reminder, with these formats, the normal rewards finish around 450,000, and everything else on that is extra. So we're not actually expecting people in Alliance to push for that. So, but if some people want more play time, then they can go for it. But I think most of the rewards, except for the extra total spark, is up to 450,000.
Yeah, and we don't want to stress too much our players. Next week we'll have an easy weekend, and then another week. The next week we'll have the end of Saga, hopefully. So you can just enjoy this one. Next one you will be able to relax. So don't worry about that.
Cool. Well, that's the event. No dialogue, as I said, I'm afraid.
Yeah, this week there is only one dialogue, so don't worry. And next week we'll have another one, and then in another week we'll have the ending dialogue for the Death Sauros trial.
So, and we should probably announce, I guess, live. I mean, it was on the newsletter about which bot is coming from in the end of this saga. So this will be Snapdragon. To a lot of questions from people. So Snapdragon is coming as a mercenary. He's gonna be available for both factions, and he's gonna be a triple changer. And for people asking like if this is lore, if this is correct from the lore, we do have permission from Hasbro. It was Hasbro's idea, and I think they were also going that way before they decided to kind of integrate him as a Decepticon in Earthrise, but their plan was for him to be a mercenary, and we are going for that because it's make it easier for us to find an Autobot triple changer that's not a huge aircraft carrier and then just transforms and floats on the canvas, which is the only one left broadside. So he's a mercenary, and he will be available for both Autobots and Decepticon. And he's gonna come in, I think, is now 3 weeks time, 3 weekends.
Yeah, counting this one is 3 weekends.
Yeah, counting this one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have another. We don't really have the art, so we can't actually show them yet. But next stream in 2 weeks, we'll be able to show him and actually go through the abilities and show him more. But yeah, Snapdragon is coming and as a mercenary for both factions.
Have we shared which kind of bot is he?
We have saw that he's a triple changer. I don't know what else you ask.
Yeah, I think that was the special thing. It's a pretty good triple changer.
Yeah, it hasn't been that many.
Cool.
Cool.
Questions, if you want me to pick one out quick. William Hackman, I think this one's for you, Hyro.
Yeah.
You probably get asked this weekly now. When is the 5-star part for Omega Supreme coming?
Oh boy.
Can you give us any information at all? I know it's still early days, isn't it? We're not even in Q2 yet, and you didn't mention it's coming either Q1 or Q2.
Yeah,
so
it's certainly Q2 because they were there already.
Yeah.
The idea, yeah, you won't have to wait a lot. I think in the middle of May would be a nice date to settle.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, around that date. Obviously, it will be a hard event, and of course it will come after an easy one, so you can kind of can make numbers to figure out when. But yeah, in the middle of May. Type of event, nothing is settled yet. So let's not discuss it further until we have more news, because we will have more time to define it more. But yeah, it's something we know it's close, and I have started thinking on how it will come, and it will be hard, but it will be achievable. And of course, it's a 5-star Omega Supreme, so it will require a lot of whatever resources or effort from players, so the ones willing to fight for it will feel that it's something special and pretty, or if not the most strong thing in the game.
Yeah, I think a player has a screenshot of you mentioning it's not part of a leaderboard. So can you confirm that it's not part of a leaderboard? Not
So
a leaderboard.
it has evolved, because we weren't sure either, right?
Yeah.
We needed to let it evolve and see how things came. It's not going to be a leaderboard. At the end, we decided it was too strictly limited, and we don't want that. And it's most likely to come in exchange of 5-star shards. So it will have a big price, of course, and the event will be probably a 5-star shard event. So you can get lots of them and then do the exchange, or just hold on them, or jump in straight into it.
Sure. Cool. Next one then, Yanis. This was brought onto the VIP Q&A we had last time. It is about replays. You mentioned you was going to look at them. Have you done any looking at them just yet? Because it's quite a complex system, isn't it? The replay system.
It's an incredible complex system. As I said, like this, we are gonna have a look at them at some point, but it's not something easy to do. And of course we have other stuff we're working on, so nothing to announce at the moment, but there is a plan to do it. But as I explained in some other channel, it's like the way replays work is we have what we capture in the game, we capture like all the user actions, so pretty much like where you deploy the bots, when and where you activate any abilities, and that's the only thing that the replays formation actually carry. And when the game actually plays the replay, it just goes through like, I'm gonna start a battle with the bots that you actually had, and then I'm gonna replay all the users like commands. So you deploy a bot there, you activate the ability for that building or there, and then the rest of the game logic actually runs and goes through the rest of the thing. And the idea is being like, if the code should be correct with no bugs, then that you should have 100% like a reproduction of what happened in the battle. But of course, the game progresses, the complexity has increased. We have cases where a bot could bounce to another bot and move a bit to the side, and maybe that side, sometimes there's a randomness of where it actually gets bounced to, and that randomness could mean that this bot in that area goes like an inch to the side, and that could mean that he actually walks differently or behaved differently because now he's closer to another target. So things like that make it out of sync. So the more you go into the replay, the more it goes out of sync, and then it becomes broken. So the complexity is like finding where these places in the code can make it to go totally wrong, and this can be really hard, especially when you're logging like hundreds and hundreds of lines of like the bot did this and the bot had this target and he fired all the projectiles and he hit that many targets. It's really complex, and that's why we can't promise we'll fix it. I mean, I will probably start having a look where I'll probably have a kind of an output of a battle and an output of replay battle and see where it starts different. But it is a monumental task, and we fortunately have some other things we're working on at the moment. But we are planning on working it, but I can't really promise. There's had discussions about why don't you change the system, and it's also not something you can do because replays are actually it's interest to everything. Like if your battle stops and you resume, what pretty much the game does is like quickly go through the replay steps until the moment it actually got the last input and then continues from there. So everything is actually attached to the system, so you can't really just rip it out and replace it. It's like it's a monumental work that we just won't have the capacity to do. But yeah, as I promised, we're gonna have some time but to look at the future, but it's not something I can prioritize among other things.
Yeah, I think players just appreciate you're gonna have a look at it instead of just saying, we're just gonna keep it as it is. So yeah, they appreciate it. Next question: Can we get more squad slots? This was asked by Alpha Prime.
I
What's your
bet you do.
feeling on that? He's got too many bots. The game's getting too many bots. They want more teams. Can we have it, please?
I can see. I don't know. Like, yeah, we keep adding bots, squads. We have been adding squads. I don't know if the system now works because we added like the prime squad, which is for the prime league. So I don't even
Yeah.
know if it's actually if you can actually increase it easily. And the thing is, after a point, like you cannot fit all bots in your squad, and you should never have all your bots in squads. Just mix it and then make them depending on what you're going to use and change your scenario. That's what I would say to people, but we'll see. I don't know. I can have a look at some point.
Sure. Hyro, next one is for you.
Yeah.
Anniversary event. Have we got any thoughts? You don't have to give too much away.
Oh, anniversary event.
The anniversary event. We've got players thinking 5-star for 5 years. What's your thoughts on that?
I like how it sounds, to be honest.
It sounds good,
at this
doesn't it?
point, it's 5 years, so it wouldn't be like super crazy. I mean, it would be crazy. We never have done that, and it will be probably the best reward we ever had in an event. So I need to think a bit more about that. I'm seeing players like saying 5K shards. That would not happen. It would probably be like this kind of chest we use in the anniversary where you get a non-duplicate for a star, right? But
Yeah.
if it happens, it can be like a non-duplicate 5-star that takes from your missing ones, and probably from some of the older batches or legacies, we call them. So it wouldn't include the latest one or the one we have to release yet. So that's more or less what I have in mind. It probably going to happen, and it would be great to have that. But of course, it cannot be like, oh, the latest ones or just everything you want there. But unfortunately, it has to come. It's something good, but it has to come with some limitations, as we do with the usual anniversary event. But still, it's a guaranteed 5-star, so it should be pretty good.
Wow, I think you're going to make a lot of happy players there.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. That's the best we can give away.
I can already see the chats going crazy now. So yeah, I don't think they're going to wait that long. Can we get it earlier, the anniversary event? Right, that's my questions. I'll go back to them in just a second. So if you guys want to pick out some questions.
I like people are like still pushing on the Snapdragon with Decepticon, which I'm afraid he won't be changed. And also as a reminder, if you go and see the latest series of on Netflix, like Earthrise, you'll see Thrust, Exhaust. All those guys are mercenaries, and people like it's been like 2 million years. A bot can be mercenary, a bot can be Decepticon, a bot can become forever. As long as Hasbro decides, and Hasbro has the rights, and Hasbro is okay with it, this is what's gonna be. I'm afraid. So please don't get over like enthused for it. It's what it is. Like that was always the plan, and Hasbro always wanted to do that. So
And I think at this point we deserve to be our own Transformers
yeah.
universe. We are like 99.99% exactly as other universes. We have this little thing for ourselves. It's like the Sentius twins, right? These are 100% space apes. So.
This happens. I mean, there are some people who decided that don't want to be Decepticons anymore. They want to be Autobots or they want to be mercenaries. It just happens. It's a universe, and we don't really usually have the right to make the decisions. But as long as Hasbro, I mean, and the stakeholders in Hasbro that actually like control the lore actually agrees with it, then and they allow us to do that, then and only then we're actually making changes like that. So I'm afraid some people are gonna be heartbroken, but it's gonna stay like that. You can make you can go to Hasbro and just make a huge fight with Hasbro if you want.
A change point or RG campaign. No, but you can rest assured that it will be a cool bot. It looks amazing, and
I mean, this is a cool thing. It's a cool bot, and everyone like both Autobots and the Decepticons are gonna be able to have him. It's a win-win, and I mean, like so for example, like Jetfire used to be Decepticon, like Dinobot used to be Decepticon too. He's now Autobot. It's people changes, but let's make a lot of drama about it. Cool.
I've got a question on Twitch. This one will be for you, Yanis, actually. Will the new 5-star batch be ready for the leaderboard weekend?
That's our attempt.
Yep.
This is what we are trying to do. We are actually going through a round of feedback where our playtesters think that if any of the 5 stars need actually changes, which is a good point. Actually, we should announce which are the new 5 stars for the people that missed the newsletter. We probably should say also who was the win of the community poll. Which I need to actually find the list now because I forgot. So the winner of the 5-star community poll, for the people that don't know, is Soup and Scouts. Super Scouts was the ones that actually won. So they are gonna be the one of the bots. As for the other 4 bots, I need to actually find the newsletter. So we have Impactor. We have Bumblebee and Scrapnel. We have Rook and I'm still trying to find the thing. Blot. There it goes. Do you have the other list?
And Cispray and Octopunch.
Cispray and Octopunch.
And I think
that's it.
Yeah. So Swamp and Scourge, Impactor, Autobot and Decepticon, Rook and Blot, Cispray, Octopunch, and Bumblebee and Scramble.
Yeah. So from those ones, I think from what we are inclined so far from early testing is that Super Scouts and Rook and Blot are not going to have any changes done to them. They're already pretty strong. Bumblebee and Scrabble probably will have a change. Impactor is going to have a few tweaks too to be more in line with other like bots of the same class like Xenus and Laser Optimus. And Cispray and Octopunch, where again like a lot of people are thinking like he's pretty good enough, especially when you level him and you see how much of the damage he does, and like so. But we might actually make small tweaks. And so yeah, we're still working on them, but hopefully they should be ready before the next leaderboard.
Hyro, do you want to talk about the new player bundles? So we had a discussion this week, didn't we, about creating a new player bundle. What is in that so far then? Because we've
should we explain that the idea comes from a new server, right? The Discord server.
Yeah, so we're opening
a Discord server, not a game server.
Yeah, so we're opening up the Discord server in a few weeks. We're just waiting on IT to fix a few bots. Once we have got the bots from IT, we'll just be launching the server, and then we'll be making a new player bundle. So we're going to have experienced players in a private section in the Discord server who are going to tutor new players, just be there to answer any questions. Just be basically like a game buddy. So if you've got any questions and you don't feel confident with the game and you don't feel like asking questions in a where everybody is and you're not confident doing that, then these players are going to have that area to answer all those questions. There's going to be no silly questions in this area, so don't worry about that. And because of that, we're going to create a new player bundle because the game, Hyro, it's advanced so much that it's just so hard to get to the end, isn't it? In a quick time. It's just aged well, but it's difficult.
It's not designed to be super quick, of course. I mean, every player that is a veteran knows that there is a process and time and effort. But of course, the moment you join the game, You see these people that super veteran, they have all the bases, their collection of bots, and you want to reach that, right? And we wanted to give somehow help on that. So there is currently a kind of new joiners bundle that is not bad. It's mostly premiums, but we wanted to improve that, right? And the idea is to have a bundle that will be available for everyone. So you can be a veteran or no veteran. Every player will have a chance to get one of these bundles, and we'll have some of the. It will be more appealing for new joiners because the idea is to have maybe a guaranteed 4-star. We're talking about some of the older boards, of course. The idea is to have maybe a guaranteed 3-star combiner. Also talking about the older ones that they have been in events, for example, but for new players, it's kind of a really important push up. It will have resources and kind of a package of what you need to push up a bit on your base. Of course, nothing crazy. It's not, the game is not designed for a player to just go 10 levels of HQ because he would be lost and it wouldn't be enjoyable. But the idea is that this bundle, it will be one of the cheapest price points, and it will be like something really worth. If you are a new joiner, it will really help you. And if you are a veteran, I mean, it will be kind of guaranteed stuff like guarantee 3 stars or maybe a 4-star, and it's always something interesting to have. And of course, it's limited, so it will have more value than usual.
Yeah.
And that will come when the Discord server comes. So it's don't look for it in the game. It's not there yet. As soon as we disclose more information about the new Discord server, we will also introduce this bundle for all players.
Yeah.
I'll get a question so in the chat. People are asking that the game has been buggy or been crashing in some devices, and if we have any plan on addressing that. So I would like to say that we in the next release that's probably gonna come, hopefully before the leaderboard, we are gonna be addressing some of the stability. We have done some memory optimizations, so we actually reduce the memory a lot, so we make it actually more stable in a lot of the devices. We also decrease the amount of data that we use every time we do like a content update where a new board comes out. It will actually drop the amount of data you have to download, also for the first time you start the game, and also every time we do an update. So we'll be actually dropping the downloads you do significantly. And there's some other improvements there. So hopefully the next version is going to be more stable for people.
Dale, some people is asking, who are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I run the Discord server. I run the Discord server. I'm basically I communicate players and I take it to Hyro and Yanis. And we I just want them to know how players are feeling and see what we can do to change things. For example, the new player bundle, it was heavily influenced by Discord players. They filled out a survey. We just put a bunch of things together, and then I said to Hyro, right, what do you like and what don't you like? And then he picked out the best bits.
Then I say no. And then I think about it, and I think we can do something.
Yeah, some of the VIP stuff you said no to straight away, and he was like, actually, let's do it.
Yeah, the thing is, it's super useful to have you, Dale, because it's like a funnel of ideas, and we cannot be on Discord all day long. And there is a lot of feedback. Actually, I'm surprised. It seems it has increased a lot since you are there. And it's for us, it's impossible to get everything. So it's super useful to have you like selecting ideas, and then we can discuss things and we can make things happen. And yeah, that's Dale making the game better.
Well, it's the players making the game better because it's their ideas, and I'm just giving them to you, and you're doing it. So it's not just me; it's a team effort, really. But one area I do like in Discord is the suggestion feature in Discord. However, I do think players are being a little bit too ambitious with it. They think every suggestion they post may get in the game. It won't get in the game, guys. At the end of the year, I'm sure you both are going to have a discussion, and you're going to do a roadmap for 2022, and you're going to have a look at the suggestions, and you're maybe going to pick one or two or even a few more. That's what it's about. It's about changing that roadmap, or if we get some free time, chuck a suggestion in. That's what the players want. Have you seen many of the suggestions so far, Yanis and Hyro? What do you think of them? Are they too ambitious?
I mean, I've read the channel. I mean, there's, as you said, like I used to be able to do it like daily, but then after we do the channel, it's more official. Then it becomes like you go in there, and it's like like 100 or 200 suggestions, and it's just like hopefully get it. Probably you need to spend the time where you actually can go through and see what's the most popular ones and which you can action, because it became so hard that it goes to the point like I just can't like action or reply to everyone or think about everything, because then I won't have any time to do any other work. But no, it's really good because then we can actually see like if there's a few things that people are actually invested or supporting, and then we can actually try to see if those. Of course, the other problem, as I said, with like suggestions about features is people don't like anticipate like how hard it is to do a lot of this stuff. Like some people could ask something simple that could take like 3 months to do, and it's like, well, I'm like, yeah, we can try, but it needs to really have a reason for us to invest the time. As a game like a lot of them is also like what publicity we can get, what like new users we can make to re-engage the game or come in the game. A lot of our new big features are about that, and of course some of the other ones are quality of life. How can keep changing the players like give them better game or better things to do. So there will be a balance of both of them, and hopefully we can make people happy.
Just today there are like 50, 50 suggestions.
Yeah.
Well, I disabled the channel a week ago to put together some of the most popular ones. And then I have Tuesday, Wednesday off, and I thought, well, I'm going to turn it back on. Otherwise, everyone's going to go crazy in the normal channel. So it keeps them busy. It's a nice little area for them to just waste their time on. They're probably in there more than they are in the game. So that might not be a good thing.
And also, anything that we implement has to fit many player types and many player interests, and some of the feedback is very specific, like, oh, we would like this, but then you think not all players will appreciate that on the big scheme of things, right?
There's also like things like economy changes, which unfortunately we can't change, like because sometimes it could have drastic effects on the game's economy. Like for example, like one suggestion was to expand the leaderboard to top 10 alliances, and we like hire us. Like I give him props of that. He actually said like let's try this and see what it is, and of course that created some other problems for us. So it's not always simple. And we have over the years we've done a lot of things that we just never expected we would do, and as time passes we'll do even more. Like we are talking about giving a 5-star. So you'll be surprised, but we unfortunately need to move slowly because it's if we break something and the game could actually die. So
Yeah.
it's a hard road to trend for sure.
Yeah. So going back to the roadmap
Yes.
then, when are you both going to be discussing the next roadmap for next year, for example? Is it? I guess we're way too early now, aren't we, to be talking about next year?
I mean, it's a bit different. Like roadmap, like we discussed the roadmap for bots usually in October when we actually have a summit with Hasbro and we go through and they give us ideas. We give ideas, so that's how we usually decide what bots we're gonna do for the rest of the year. So we already have a plan, a deal pretty much December or January 2022, and around October, yeah, we're gonna have the same meeting where we just go through Hasbro suggest stuff and we will actually decide the roadmap. But this is a bit different to features. Features like new additions to what we've done, like before, like character arts, combat bots, and all that stuff. It's like we have some ideas and we may find some ideas and we try to slot them when we have time. There are some big like things that get in the way, like we might have some big ideas for like once in a quarter, so we can get some featuring from Google and Apple that actually brings a lot of new users and helps sustain the game. And usually this might take priorities, and but in the middle of that we can actually either spend time doing technical upgrades, fixing bugs, or doing something new or for the community or something that we think could be cool. So that's it's not really as defined. We don't really have a whole plan for the year. We go as we see what's needed.
Sure. Brian says, I guess this one is for you, Hyro. Loot boxes are rigged for us players.
Sorry?
Loot boxes are rigged for us players who buy them to not get what we want. Can you just confirm that?
I mean, this is not only immoral, but it's also illegal. So
Yes.
no, there is no. A lot of people say that we have switches, right? Like your luck is making better or worse. We don't have that.
Like
we wouldn't. We
peop-
would never have that. And I think the big reason, if you don't believe us, it's completely illegal.
and also like the complexity that people say, like
Yeah.
some people, we have ban accounts for specific bots, the bots that the players want, and it's like I don't even know how we will know that the bot wants that bot and we actually make that bot not available for that account. No, it's even more complicated to do something like that, just have
I
a
mean,
random Simpson.
It's because the drop chances between qualities are equal for all bots. Maybe chasing that unicorn is hard. That's why name crystals have better chances for the name bot, and that's why we have, like, from time to time, for example, the anniversary reward usually is this no due for a star, so you get the chance to get that unicorn, and it has worked for a lot of people because when we run it, I can see in Discord how many players are just chatting about it, and there are ways to get these unicorns, right? But of course, it's change based. The game is change based, but there is nothing like us tweaking, no, not tweaking, but just middling with these chances. All chances are equals for all kinds of players. We're talking new players, we're talking VIPs, we're talking even us. I mean, it's for the same for everyone.
And this is why we also implemented character arts as a way of having encouraged way of people to chase a bot. Maybe this current system is a bit it's a bit set high, but maybe in the future we could readjust it. But it is a way that like if you want a bot, then you have a path to get this bot. So that's why it was integrated, actually implemented.
Yeah, and I also think the game would be off the App Store pretty quick if we were rigging loot boxes, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't even think it would even get onto the Apple App Store. It might stay on the Google one, but not the Apple one.
No, not even the Google one. And even for the company, this is not the way we work, and this will never be the way we work. So.
No.
Like some other people were asking, like if there's better ways of getting 5-star arts. Like at the moment, like 5-star events, for example, are like we run them every other saga, and pretty much like if you just take part on those, then every 2 or 3 sagas you will be able to definitely get a new 5-star, which is a far cry from what the game was like in the first years of release. So there are ways to approach it. I mean, like I'm like, I think I'm up to like now 12 5-stars, and like my spending is not as crazy as other people or something like that, just because I just play the events, and it has actually sped up lately, for sure.
A lot, actually. Yeah, it's not like it's the first 5-star you can get in 5 years. If you follow up all the events.
I mean, yeah, exactly. If someone has been, even free-to players have been playing the game and have not bought a single bundle, they will definitely have a 5-star by now. Or I mean, more than a 5-star, because at least you will be able definitely to get like Primal, which is also there.
Oh yeah.
I'm just looking over on Facebook. I don't really see many questions on Facebook, but I don't like their chat. And he gives me like 5 messages and then they're all gone. Whereas Twitch, I can see it all.
There is an open. I mean, I was confused when I was trying to prepare for the stream, because there is a way you can actually have it next to the video and see all the stars. So
yeah, just.
On Facebook, crazy. To be honest, it gets the weirdest questions. For whatever reason, Facebook people, you have a big imagination.
Alpha Prime has asked, do we have 4 sagas per year?
4 sagas?
Yeah, we don't have 4 sagas. We've already had one.
There's a saga for each bot. For every bot we release, and usually that's around 11 bots, like nearly every year. So that's 11 sagas.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
It's a lot. Well, that's how you keep the game alive.
Yeah. Do you see any questions, both? I'm just going through. Is air raid getting fixed for war? I guess that's more of a Fabian thing, isn't it?
No, not really.
Oh.
The thing with air raid, he's working on normal wars. He's only broken on the wars that actually get a debuff on the HQs. For some reason, we are planning on having a look at it. So it's only on Cybertron League and below, not Cybertron League. Cybertron League is fine on Gold League and below, where we actually debuff the HQ. And then there, it's only that situation air raid is broken. It is one of our known bugs, so we will have a look at the future.
Sure. Will we start seeing Z Energon as event rewards? I think you've mentioned this before, Hyro. No, it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a different loop, and there is a reason why it's limited. It's an end goal game, and yeah, it's not intended to be on on any particular weekend event.
So, but there is something we want to do. We are looking at the possibility of changing the Spark cost for ability upgrades by star ratings. This is not something I will promise that we will do because there is a lot of complexity. But if we are looking at maybe making upgrades for other star ratings, not 5-star, a bit cheaper to do so, to allow people that they have they want to level up 3 stars or 5 stars to be able to invest some of the Spark or maybe Z Energy on that. But again, it's something we want to see if we can actually be done because there's a lot of abilities in the game, and the way to do it, unless we find a quick and easy way of doing it, it will take like days or weeks to change everything manually.
Sure. Optimus Rodimus 1980 has been asking me this question like 10 times already, so we're going to ask it. What's the status on Blue Streak and Runabout?
I don't know. What is the status on them? I mean, at some point we probably will do them, but that's as good as a status as I can give.
Well, at least you answered the question. What else have we got? Leaderboard event. People, Lord Dragger recommended instead of giving the bot to top 10, why don't we have an actual scoring system so anybody above 4 million, for example, gets the top, the 4-star bot?
The thing is
I quite like that.
But then it's not a leaderboard. It's not the intention or the goal of the event. Like at the top people get it. This kind of a format we have discussed, Dale and me, and we want to try something similar. Probably, well, not probably, not on a leaderboard event or not on an end of saga event. Like we release a new bot and then the people that gets to a number can get it. But something, as we mentioned before, some of these ideas need an evolution, and we need to start testing some fields, testing some situations, and see what happens. So it would be interesting to have this kind of event, like this format, like you reach these points, every player that reaches these points get this prize, but not with a 5-star new released bot, but with something else. So I take note on the concept, and we want to work on it, and we actually have discussed it already.
Yeah.
As an initial part of that.
Oh. Do you guys have any questions? I think it's pretty slow today, chat.
Yeah, we can probably start with the trivia if you don't have a question, because that's probably can give time for players to get some more questions in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's jump into the trivia then. As usual, thank you, Nathan Webb. He's so nice. I always forget to remind him about the trivia, and I don't need to because he's always with the email there. So you are a lifesaver and always ready with some interesting questions. So should I read the first one?
Go for it.
Go for it. So it says, well, first the rules. There will be a question. You will put your answer, and you will put your answer with your player name, HQ level, and alliance, so we can find you, and then if you get to be the winner, you will get a freebie. In this case, it's a streaming chest that has some interesting rewards. It's better than the previous one, so it's a nice thing. And the question says, the original 1987 G1 Snapdragon had a headmaster named Krunk, but Hasbro has lost the trademark. What is the 2020 Earthrise Snapdragon's headmaster called? So 1987, G1 Snapdragon had a headmaster named Crank. But now in 2020, Earth-raised Snapdragon headmaster, what's his name? It's kind of tricky, actually. It's interesting. So good luck. Probably Googling the answer.
Can in the meantime do some questions.
Sure.
Did you find
Let's
any,
find
Dale?
one. Can we have G Metal G1 of bots we actually have show up? Is from
We actually have, sorry?
G1 G Metal bots show up in their shop. Yeah, because I think a few players have been saying the shop's not showing up some of their bots and stuff. Do you remember recall that?
I think that's a different question.
I think they want to be able to buy bundles or something for bots that have a G1. If they're missing the G1 core, that they can actually just buy that bot in their available 2 rotation bundles. Is that what I understand they're asking?
Yeah.
So we have that running. It didn't work, and actually the fix for that will take a bit more time because there is some logic that for whatever reason couldn't make it work on the rotation, even if it works on bundles. So right now, Combat and G1 bundles are out of the personal rotation. And the intention is to have it in the future when we can fix it. That's one part of the question. If your question was, do you plan to sell G1 cores directly for specific bots? That I'm afraid that won't happen.
Sure. This one was asked by Andy for the last stream. Can we get a revamp to War Mode, Yanis? Because you mentioned I remember watching the stream, I think a month ago, and you said you wanted to do something big for the game. Does it involve wars, changing wars at all?
Don't know. I mean, there is. Wars is our favorite mode for me and for a lot of the players, and I guess that's where it's actually different. And this is where people are in community. So there is a good bet that if we have the time to, at some point, we will try to make some other changes or make it a bit different or better or newer. So it's a good. I mean, it's a good bet that at some point we will touch it and make it better, and or change something on it. So yeah, we don't have anything planned at the moment, but it's something definitely that we'll do in the future at some point. That's as vague as I can get because, like, I mean, if you're not working something and we have something that's actually, this is gonna finish in a month, I can't really talk about it.
Sure. I would love the option to save base layouts. Is this something that could be considered? That was from Grim Torn from the Discord server.
Yeah, it's something that's been requested a lot. Again, there's complexity because you have to store the base, and there's, I guess, limitations and capacities that in order to do that, so you can change layout. Again, it's because it's nice to have. It's not something we prioritized, but I don't know. In the future, there is a possibility. If we see that a lot of people have asked it, it would be one of the features we might have a try to look at it.
Sure. Another question was why does the game only allow you to send 2 bots instead of 1 in the shuttle? Is there a reason there's a minimum?
Because that's why it was designed.
That's how it was designed. Back
in the day, when we actually were just thinking about how many bots there would be allowed to be in the shuttle for the battle to start, they somewhat designed to make 2. I wasn't there. Well, I mean, I probably was there, but I wasn't privy of that conversation. I don't know the answer to that question, but that's how it is. And it's not really a big deal for me to go and actually dig, like, why is this 2 and not 1? Like, you can always just have a second bot and don't deploy it in your squad. It's not really a big problem.
Well, I think the fact that this player asked this question was he keeps fat fingering it, so the second bot always spawns. So yeah. Unfortunately, nothing we can do. Just be careful, 6.
Let's jump into the winners, if it's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, let's
so the trivia number 1, the question, the answer is Decepticon Crank. So they couldn't use Crank anymore, and the name is Decepticon Crank. Winners from Twitch, the Booster Bot. From YouTube, Alvin UK. who also answered Decepticon Crank. And from Facebook, I think it's the same guy, Alvin CG, with the same player name. And it was actually the only right answer I could find. So double congratulations for you, Alvin. And yeah, let's jump into the second question, otherwise we may run out of time. Should I read it also?
Sure.
Okay, so the question number 2. It says, the gigantic Hasbro Pulse Unicron toy has over 50 points of articulation. But how many points of articulation are there in his index finger? So of these 50 points of articulation, how many of them are in his index finger? And as usual, well, you know that. You know how it works. Player name, HQ level, alliance. And yeah, Facebook people, we don't get many answers from Facebook. So I think this kind of is easy. Okay, if we want to jump in another question.
Yeah, Yanis, this one is about the raid difficulty. This was upvoted 200 times with 3 people against it. So players really like this one. Option for the commander to set the raid difficulty for an auto start on the raid event. What do you think about that? I think they just want to, auto set their difficulty. As soon as it hits, bang, let's start.
I mean, there's complexity and there's time to do, and I don't know how much benefits we get from doing that instead of doing some of the other things. This is always how things are weighted. Like, so instead of just waiting for a commander of an officer, that's like 4 people to be in to get the difficulty. Like, you could have it. I mean, it could be something easy to do. It could be something hard to do. Like, it could be something that maybe takes like a day or 2 days work, and then maybe like, okay, people are asking, it's good. It could be something that takes like a week or more to do, and then it's like, well, I could be doing this time to upgrade wars or do other stuff, and it's something that you have to, I guess, balance. It's a suggestion, but again, like, because it's like you do have like the people that can set it up, and you might just lose a few hours. It's not really a big problem. That's why it's not really something imperative. Of saying that though, like, maybe it's not that hard. Maybe it's something I can look at in the future. Maybe you can put it into the alliance profile and it picks it from there. But yeah, it's everything can be sounding easy or hard or something in this thing, but there is a lot of like things that could affect it.
Yeah. I think the way players explain how something could be done, I think I could turn into a professional coder. It'll make it sound so easy.
There's like our game is not even the thing you have on your device. It's also like the server, and there's the communication between the server and the validation happening on the server. So nothing is easy and rolls. You have also other pages where you actually have to keep things. So any small things you have to do, especially for something that saves or stores some data that you might some device somewhere might actually call for it, is never easy. So there's always complication even for the smallest thing.
Yeah. Hyro, I've seen you've posted some winners. Do you want to go through them? Or are you waiting for another? Sure.
No, it's all right. So the answer of the articulations on Pulse Unicron index finger is 3 articulations. And the winners are from Twitch, or Rodriguez PR. From YouTube is Rumble and Frenzy 3. Rumble and Frenzy, that says 3 points. And from Facebook, Dino Poloni, that also said 3. We had some answers on Facebook, but don't forget, you need to put and to write down your player name, HQ level, and alliance, and otherwise we cannot find you. So congratulations to the winners. You will get a freebie soon.
Yeah, I will. As soon as the stream ends, I'll turn on my VPN and send all your stream boxes, because I think we've got a new stream box now, haven't we? We've got a new one you made. I think you made it last stream.
So it's like the streaming or influencers chess we have.
Yeah.
That is way better than the old streaming one. So it's kind of better. You get more amount of, I think, Spark of premiums or something like this. It's a good chance. So let me also finish with saying some extra stuff.
Sure.
yeah, if you can share the information also on the channels. Basically, March 24th is Draw Death's Head Day. What's that? That's Simon Furman's birthday, but also it's Simon Furman's creation Death's Head celebration. Death's Head was a character in the Transformers Marvel UK comics, and we have a proposition that you can send us your drawings from Death's Head, and we can share it on the next stream. So maybe next stream we'll share some of the winners. We'll pick some of the pictures or drawings we like the more, or we like, and we will share them on next stream. And you will also get a freebie. We'll get also stream chest. So basically, I don't know if you have shared it already.
I'm going to be sharing it on Discord in just a second. So if you're not already in the Discord server, make sure you're in there. I'm not sure what the end of the link is because we haven't got a personalized link just yet. But I'm pretty sure you can get the invite somewhere. It's been plastered everywhere. Facebook, it's all on there. I will post the link there anyway. But yeah, join the server.
Yeah, basically it's also the support. It's the support email, but you have to put on the title Death Head. That this character, you can send us your amazing drawings about it, and you will get a freebie for it. And it's in celebration also of Simon Furman's anniversary and also his character. And don't forget also to, with your submission, put your player name, alliance, and HQ level so we can find you, and you will get a chance. I mean, it will show your drawings here.
I put the comic in the chat, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's an interesting character. I think it's more Marvel than Transformers. Don't ask for it to be in the game because we don't know the rights, and it's kind of a gray area there. But it's cool. It's cool.
Cool. There were some quick questions. Probably after 3 minutes, I can probably answer. People are asking when copies running live Kaiser are coming in the game. Soon. That's the only I can tell at the moment, but we are probably planning on getting them in quite soon after the end of the saga, because they are actually combining in this saga too, so they will be coming soon.
Somebody's asking you have 2 breakdowns for the leaderboard, one for Autobot and one for Decepticons. It's just the player base. It's just too different, isn't it, Hyro? Even if it was possible, even if it was in the game.
But
could you imagine?
At that point, like, what does that tell if, like, Decepticons, because there are fewer alliances, it means that people that will just 1 million point could get the 4-star bot, while the Autobot needs to, get 5 million in order to get it. And then what people are going to be like, I just want to become a Decepticon, which we cannot actually do. We cannot change people's function. So there's things like that to consider. It's not as simple as just let's just do 5 and 5. Then they could be balanced.
Yeah.
You went the answer there.
Cool.
The people are asking about when are gonna fix the leaderboard event rewards, which I heard it's like for all the way down to Alliance 500. And I mean, if you have any suggestions or problems, you can raise it. We have improved the top, and we always try to see like top 200 alliances, but after a point, after you get up to 200 or 300, the fact that you actually get up the total alliance and get rewards is a reward itself. But we cannot give amazing rewards all the way down to 500 because that's pretty much all the alliances that are in the game at the moment. Yeah. So if you want the better rewards, you actually have to get a bit higher.
Yeah, and you don't have to place to get rewards, do you? Really, they're just a bonus. But yeah, we have changed the leaderboard rewards. I think we've done it twice now. I think we're on the second revision.
We always improve them as we go down, but there is a limit where when you go down after 200 or something, it's gonna just drop off because the whole point of a leaderboard is for people to chase up. If you make it amazing for everyone, it's like, I mean, might as well do a chance event. It's not gonna be a leaderboard anymore.
Yeah, and leaderboard is like 1 every 10 events because it's every other saga. Well, not this time. This time is kind of specific and special. It will be 2 in a row, but usually it's every other saga. So it's the one event that's aimed for top players. And we don't forget about the other players. Actually, the tiers, they're worse in the tiers are also pumped up and they are better than usual. So just completing the event, it's very, very good. And then there is this leaderboard factor where you can fight for better rewards.
Yeah. So yeah, might as well wrap up now. That's all the questions done.
That's all.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming again, Dale. Hopefully,
No
don't be a stranger. It'd be nice for us to take a reprieve every other 2 weeks so we can actually do some other work. So.
And you do pick the hard questions, but that's good because even if they are hard to answer, that means there is a good communication between us and players.
Yeah, I mean, you have questions that you know the answer is gonna be annoying to the player, and it's like, oh, I can either ignore it or actually say what the truth is, and it is hard, and people are gonna hate you for that. But sometimes, of course, you have a good communication. People maybe understand some part of that.
Yeah, I think just players appreciate just having an answer. For example, replays. Just you saying you're gonna have a look. That's it. They appreciate it so much. instead of you not answering it, and then them asking every week, getting no response, and then they go on Discord and go, "Yeah, this is not fixing replays."
like it's replays. Yeah, as I said, there's a lot of complexity in this game, in a lot of other stuff. Like a lot of our engineers that we had over the time, they would be like, I'm not even gonna touch this because it's gonna be a kind of works. But I am willing to have a look at it because I know how people. It's important for people to share like stuff, but I can't really promise because there's some things in code that you can never promise you can fix. You can make stuff better, but when the code is like hundreds of files of thousands of lines of code here and there, it's sometimes easier to develop a system than actually fix a bug.
Sure. Cool.
Yeah, it's been a nice stream. We didn't have a lot to start with, but it's becoming better and better.
Okay, guys. So thank you again for joining us. Come join us again in 2 weeks' time, where we'll actually be showing Snapdragon in the showroom and his ability. We'll probably by that point we'll be ready to share more about the 5 stars, and hopefully we'll maybe have more information about the new combiners. So thanks for joining us, and I hope to see you soon. Stay safe.
Bye, everyone. See you in a few weeks.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.